ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chop Talk. I am your co-host Under C. Right over here, it's the birthday princess herself. It's Melball. How
Not
you
quite.
doing? We're only a few days away.
Don't remind me. I am doing great, Andre. I had a busy freaking weekend this weekend. I feel like you were a perpetual person in my life for like the entire weekend. We saw RCW on Saturday. We got to go to a drag show Sunday. We got to have some of the horde over to watch AEW. It wasn't as scary as I expected. I definitely expected there to be more blood just because it's AEW. I was pleasantly surprised
Yeah,
at that.
I thought there was a bus crash. There was a flamethrower. The dude being lit on
I mean,
fire. So
I didn't say that there wasn't excessive gratuitous violence, but like there was significantly less blood than I anticipated given the scenarios, situations, and people involved in them.
and an
But it
exploding
was a
chair.
great
There was an
show.
exploding chair on this show.
Yeah, that was very random. Scared the crap out of us. Well, me and Kat jumped anyway. How are you
Uh,
doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it was a long, busy weekend. Yeah, we
Mm,
hit up some RCW, which we're about to talk about. Yeah, you pretty much just
mhm.
played my whole weekend away. That's
Well,
it. And
because you were there. You want to know what the best part was besides the show that we saw? We got Taco Bell. We got Taco Bell. That was
we did.
great. I was happy. We were
I
very
ordered.
excited about it.
I ordered a cake.
It'll be the first time I've had a cake for my birthday in like years. It's definitely been well over a decade. And I certainly wasn't purchasing, well, I was the one usually purchasing my cakes.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's a sad fact about Melville. Let's talk about some fun wrestling, though. But before
Yeah,
that,
let's not talk about sad Melba. Let's talk about wrestling. But I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in here, whether you're listening on Sunday night's main event. And if you, thank you so much. Please give us a like, and subscribe to the podcast. And if you want to support them, go to SNME radio or Patreon.com/SNME radio, for only $4 American per month. You get a lot more stuff over there. And if you're watching on the video version, thank you so much for tuning in. Whether it's Andre Melba Wrestling Talk right there, whether it's Backbreaker video right there, thank you so very much for joining us. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share us all to your friends, family, and weird little psychic ghoulies that are hanging out in those weird little crevices of your house. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
ding dong. Maybe while you're at it, also contact an exterminator for said weird little gremlins in your crevices. Doesn't sound particularly good.
The only thing that can get rid of these psychic little creatures, it's going to be a Ghostbuster.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters, baby. Yeah,
Uh,
we're not going to talk Ghostbusters. That's a show that came out like a month ago. You can go back into the OLE archives to see that. Me, Bobby, and Alex talk about that if you want to hear anything about that.
yes.
But we're here to talk.
Alex.
We're going to talk some RCW, so we're going to get into that. It was
Mhm.
RCW Clash of the Titans, and it kicked the show off with match. I did not think it was going to kick the show off. I predicted another match, and Mel was like, "That's probably going to kick. I don't want to miss this." And I'm like, "Oh, there's no way this is going to kick off the show," but it did. It is Kody, son of Garcia, taking on Christian Starr. The chops from Kody in this match were just they're just thuds, like
Mhm.
just ugh.
Yeah.
Um,
Mean CPR kind of level thuds.
yeah. There is a great just a string spot where Kody gets Starr down into a pin, but then Starr works his way
Mhm.
back up. He gets Kody down and then just jumps up and double stomps the chest of him. Look, I love that spot. That looked really good.
Yes.
So about pulling out the detonation kick.
Yeah.
Shades of TJP and Rick O'Shea. I loved seeing that. He gets the Trace Amigos and gets a 2 count out of it. Somebody hits a buckle bomb and the running stomp, but only gets 2. Starr ends up dodging a top rope stomp and gets a tornado DDT, and then falls to the corner splash and the running neck breaker out of the corner for 2. A finish comes where Soyboy goes up, misses the 450, almost just about hitting the lights. Yeah, these lights
So
hang.
close. So close.
And Starr gets an O'Connor roll on him, but Soyboy kicks out too. So Starr runs into the corner, hops out into the Starr Cutter for the win.
Yes. This was fun. This is a great way to start off the show. This is the match that I specifically, obviously, went to go see. I'm a very big mark for Soy Boy. I'm very biased towards him. I really, really like this match. There's nothing I can add to that. I mean, I remember the cutter. I remember the three amigos. Um, Soy Boy coming back a heel, healing it up. Same, he was a heel before he broke his wrist, but like he's definitely stepped up the heel mentality. Um, Here's my thing though with this match. I was very happy with this match overall. Very happy. I could deal with the end. I mean, obviously, I want Soy Boy to win, but Christian Starr's on a roll right now. Soy Boy seems to be on a bit of a losing streak between RCW and Top Talent. So, the result of this didn't surprise me when it happened. We spoke about this after the rest of the show, though. Based on what would happen later in the show, this didn't make sense. The ending didn't make sense. The whole match didn't need to make sense. It was a match and a great match. But the ending, there should have been a difference about it, and we'll talk about it. Hopefully, I'll remember it. Well, I probably should remember it by the time we get to it in that part of the show. But yeah, otherwise, tremendous way to start the show. It got the crowd super excited. Soy Boy was really beacon to the crowd, flipping people off, yelling at them. Starr came in the complete opposite, high-fiving people, playing to the crowd. It was a really, really nice opening battle of like good and evil. It was very fun.
I love the battle of good and evil.
Dark side and
We
light
move
side.
on.
Dark side has cookies.
We move on to my custom graphics. It's the Canadian Goose Kyle Shaw taking on the King Bright of the Six, the KB Fringe. It's KB6. And yes, KB Fringe comes from Melball.
Yeah, because he has all the fringe now. He's not like Royce Isaacs used to have all the fringe. He was senior fringe. Now KB6 has all of the fringe. Andre, take us into this. This was a really fun match.
Yeah, I don't honestly have a lot for this because I was actually pretty sucked into this one. Two great honking head scissors by the Goose, and he gets that big old headbutt. I love that head, but he just throws that headbutt just I love it. It's
full body thing into it.
And then this is where you came up with KB Fringe. Two power slams rolled through into a swinging Uranagi by KB6. Looked really good. Goose reverses the Death Valley driver into a DDT. Goose hits the Uranagi and the world's pluckiest elbow, but can only get 2. KB6 ends up popping Goose up onto his shoulders, hits the Death Valley driver, and he gets the win.
I used to be a little teasy, a little hard on KB6, Mr. Email Password, but this match was great. This was phenomenal. And I love seeing Goose. He's such a charismatic showman. He gets the crowd going. That crowd could be deader than dead. And Goose just has to start going honk, 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 and the whole crowd erupts. It's so great. KB6 really put Goose through the ringer on this one. Goose also looked phenomenal in this one. I love also at the beginning when Goose was doing his little intro and he found our friend Mandy and put the little feather boa on her. She was just like, oh my God, no, and takes off running, but forgetting she's still got the feathers on her. We could still see you, Mandy, running away, running through the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, so fun. This was a great match. This kept the energy going and the ball rolling for me from the first match.
was gonna say the energy didn't hold on. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Let's just finish up saying Goose did amazing in this. KB6 did amazing in this. This was a great one-on-one match. It didn't have a story in it, which, I love my stories, but they made a story in the match, which I equally appreciate, and they had a great match. I would love to see this again. Heck, I'd love to see them team again. They've teamed
Yeah,
before, right? I feel like we've seen them team.
I'm not sure. Probably at some point they would have to. Again, both big baby faces in the company. I feel like they probably have teamed up at some point.
Mhm. I could see them doing something fun. I mean,
Yeah,
we were talking about Negaduck, Mega Goose.
use yeah. But moving on to something that really was just shit. Um, uh, Team
Oh
Steve,
God,
Steven Styles, and Steve Wilde.
Steve.
I'm not even gonna call them by their team name because I just no. Versus Moses Luke and Mustachio. I didn't have a picture for, but he was dressed up like Mario, so I got a picture of somebody in a shitty Mario cosplay. Um, wow,
Oh Lord.
like Moses Luke was the only thing that was keeping me slightly into this match. And it was his
Mhm.
antics from the apron that the way he would loudly be like criticizing things, and that was my entertaining factor of this entire match. Because the in ring, I'm sorry, I don't know the level that Mustachio is, but it looked really rough. I found Steve beating up on Mustachio just boring and just
Mhm.
dull and just sloppy, and I hated this. The only saving grace for Steve is that he went a little bit. He went a little bit show at one point with a wrench. At least that popped you and me a little bit because he pulled out a wrench and was hitting Mustachio with a wrench. We were like,
I mean,
"Hey,
that
that's
for
like
us
show."
was just a confirmation of Steve's of torture, right?
Yeah, 100%. But like at least that's the only spot that like to us on their side was like, "Oh, they're like the House of Torture."
Yay.
Okay. Yeah. This I hated this. Like there's combi off the hop with Moses in there with Squig when they like was like twisting nipples, and then
Mhm.
Squig kissed Mo. Then Mo got out. And they just beat up on Mustachio. Squig does the thumb bum to spot to Mustachio, which is just like why that just shouldn't even be in professional wrestling anymore. I just
You
no.
cannot do that after the legendary one that Liger was involved in. It's hard to follow that.
Yeah. There's a spot where Mo gets tagged in, gets a hot tag, comes in, wrecking houses, a sidewalk slam to Wilde, and then he tags Mustachio back in. And I'm like, what? And then he gets sent out, and Team Steve hit this dragon suplex, a great dragon suplex by Steve Wilde, and this like running punch by Steven Styles. I think it was supposed to be a lariat, but it looked like a running punch almost.
Mhm.
Um, and they pin Mustachio for the win. Again, the only part of this match I enjoyed was Mo on the apron because he was in the corner closest to us, so I got to listen
Yeah,
to
we
him
could
be
hear him.
funny, and
Mhm.
that actually gave me at least a little bit of entertainment there. But its match was just boring, and I didn't like it.
It felt long, like
Hmm?
unnecessarily long for what it was and what it was giving. Because there's
Hmm?
no story here. There's no, was it a title match even?
Yeah, it's
I
for the
don't think
tag titles.
this was a title match. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Hmm. We're gonna collect ourselves. Yeah, Moses was the only kind of saving grace in this one, and for the reason that you said, he was very vocal, he was very showy. I did enjoy how he was running around at the beginning, kind of smacking butts. It was the most smacking he kind of did in the match, but was running around smacking everyone's butt. Um, my problem here becomes that again, as I mentioned in videos before, the template of Team Steve is repetitive and redundant. It's like they get in, they alienate one person. Meanwhile, the other person's having a fit on the corner for three-quarters of the match. And for most of the time that Team Steve is fighting, I feel like Steven Styles spends more time on the apron, beaking at the crowd and beaking at everybody else than Wilde. Wilde is mostly in the ring. And when he's in the ring, he's like 50% of the time he's showboating. He's not even really functionally doing anything. He's just beating on the person and then, look at me. It's like, I don't care though. And you're not making me care. It's just, it's repetitive. It's the same old shit, just different people. And now it's not family Jules. There's these guys. There needs to be a difference. Like I just saw a poster today that apparently in Calgary, they're getting Stephen Wilde in a singles match. And I'm like, that has the potential to be so much better because he can't tag out to somebody. He can just have this moment to just mark out on himself still being able to be in the ring. But like I I'll say my nice thing because I have to say a nice thing. Steven Styles' purple boots. Obviously, I like the color. They were nice. They look good. But yeah, at one point of this match, I actually was just like, I'm checking out, and I actually started playing a game on my phone because I was just not invested in this. And it felt long. There were other matches that should have been longer on this show that weren't, like the next tag match, which should have been much longer given the people involved and the amount of talent that was in that ring at that time. I felt that should have been longer than this. This was bad. This was
Yeah.
really bad. Request to please stop doing this. Stop doing the repetitive shit. I don't care that they clearly they're champions. They have to be there because that's what we pay as fans to see is their champions. But like we don't need to see these ones that much longer than the other ones. There's more important champions. I would have loved to see Abel Lawless.
Mm-hmm.
And had this kind of cut in half. I would have loved to see Dean Richter have this cut in half. Yeah. Please stop.
Yeah. I figured that's a lot longer to spend on that match than I thought we were going to.
Well, I mean, the complaining was we can complain about it as long as the match was. I feel that would be fair.
Yeah. So we move on. RCW Hardcore Championship. Colton Kelly versus J Spade. Spade with the triple Northern Lights suplex, then whacks Colton Kelly with this chair. Just like the first time he hit him, it was like, okay. And then he just starts walloping him. I'm like, oh shit. And then Colton gets the chair at one point, just starts just slamming JJ with that chair, just beating the piss out of him. JJ whips Colton into a chair in the corner, and then he follows it up with a Michinoku driver for 2. So JJ sets up a table on the floor, and I'm gonna let a video show you the rest of this spot.
Courtesy of who's the video from?
Courtesy of Dash in the Park. So, or he's the one that sent it to us. So
correct.
There we go. Let's play this.
Just wait.
Yeah, I remember that girl it doesn't get easier every time you see it.
Yeah, that hurts. So great dive. Like I thought, phenomenal dive. You just put Colton through the table. That's great. But JJ, oh my god, he started bleeding from his mouth or something after his chin or something after that spot because he, boom, his face off he overshot a little bit, but the dive, the move looked spectacular. Just I really felt for JJ on that spot. Oh.
Yeah, he definitely sky sparkled his face a little bit though.
Oh, definitely. But I love the spot, and from our angle, we were like, "Oh, did he overshoot like by a lot?" But it's still his jump and the
so good.
The dive looks so good, and then he crashes him through. But then I fell for him smacking his face. But the dive looks so good, man, and just putting him through the table like that. Oh, such a great spot, man. Yeah. Colton back in the ring gets this like snap power bomb for 2, like just like up, bang, and brings him down. The end of the match
he
comes.
was trying to put him through the mat at that point. Holy heck.
Like, he didn't even get him all the way up. He like got him like halfway point and then just drove him into the mat.
Yeah, forced him.
In the end of the match comes JJ with a jawbreaker, but does get hit with a chair bouncing off the rope, and I don't know what I wrote here. He gets a chair bounced into his face, and Colton Kelly gets a roll up he goes for the chair to hit Colton. Colton ducks, he hits the rope, and it comes back into his face. And Colton Kelly opportunistically gets a roll up win. So
I can't say in the same situation I wouldn't do the same thing, because why not? Also, I'd be panicked as hell in that situation because I would not want to be there. But
yeah.
This again, I've been saying RCW has been killing it with these hardcore matches because they have such a potential, depending on who's involved, to get pretty grotesque. Like, we have seen some crazy shit from Vince Austin over the years, but lately, like with Sid, I saw him face Moses in RCW once at the Norwood Legion. I've seen him now. Who was that other one? Who was the one we saw him face before Colton? I don't remember. It's a fog right now. But since Sid and Colton, like
PJC. I was there. It was PJC. It was part of one of the members
right,
of Family
right.
Jules.
Yes. Yeah. I was. Yeah. Why did I forget that? Anyway, there's been a lot of fear that I've been having, and it's clearly misplaced because these guys are not having these overly grotesque, bleeding, crazy matches for the hardcore championship. They're using weapons, and they're utilizing the weapons in these cool, unique ways that is making these matches exciting without them being grotesque. And I love it. I love it. I fell for JJ in this one too, because gosh, Danny, he put on such a show, and then he did that dive, and I was just like, oh shit, your face. But then the chair happened, and I was like, no. But 1, 2, 3, Colton Kelly gets that win, and man, I mean, I'm happy. It sucks for JJ because we like JJ, but I love Colton Kelly, and I love seeing him as champion in this company. I also love how he is really healing it up because he comes out very calm, very straight face, like very focused, but then he just gets right into people's faces, starts yelling at them. He starts yelling at the kids. I love it. It's a perfect heel mentality, and I'm happy to see him back in RCW doing his thing.
Heck yes. So we're going to move on to a three-way RCW International Tag Team Championship match. It's the international tag team titles, not the regular tag team titles. It is Harlon Abbott and Mitch Clark, the defending champions, taking on the Radz, T.Y. Jackson and Rich King, taking on, representing big swinging promotions. They are the Barri-Kings, Barricade and Weston King, with their wonderful manager who said we can't afford him, Gussie Jones.
I mean, he ain't lying though.
I figured it would be like, like a hot dog and a pack of smokes is what I figured his rates would be.
I mean, you'd have to talk to Gussie. Maybe those smokes are some pretty expensive imported Egyptian smokes or something. I don't know.
Everybody attacking. Sorry. Radness.
Yay!
There's our radness for today. Everyone attacking Barricade at the start. Well, Weston King just stays on the apron, just letting his partner get attacked. Again, I thought really about Mitch ragdolling King around in the ring till Barricade ends up kicking Mitch in the back while he's on the apron, and King gets this beautiful Uranagi for 2. As Mitch is working his way towards Harlon, King just getting that perfect ring awareness, just put himself right in between Mitch and Harlon while working a hold. I was like, great work. Just a lot of crazy shit. The Radz hit that atomic drop bulldog combo to Weston King at one point. Gussie crotches T-Way up top, and Barri-King ends up hitting a lariat to Rich from the apron. Harlon comes in, taking out Barricade and King. He tosses King into Barricade, having King essentially spear the Barricade. Harlon picks up King, hits an F5, and goes to pin Barricade, but only gets 2. Mitch saves Harlon from the Radz, but like King takes them out, hits a Phil Nelson slam to Mitch. Olympic slam swanton combo by the Radz to Weston King at one point. I'm just kind of going through as I was writing stuff as fast as I could. Barricade taking out TY, and then he catches Rich, slamming him on top of TY. Gussie misses TY, hitting the Barricade, hitting Barricade with a crutch. I think he was hitting an actual Barricade, but I'm wrong. But then Barricade literally falls on top of Rich and gets the 1, the 2, and the 3. Yeah. Oh, there's another spot in this match where Harlon got taken off the apron, and so Mitch has to tag out because he's getting beat up to TY, right? Because he can tag out to any team, to any of the teams, and he gets out of the ring and gets into the Radz corner, and Harlon gets back on the apron and goes, "What the hell?" And Mitch makes his way back over to this corner with Harlon, and it was just like, huh. And then after the match, Mitch is helping TY and Rich get up and help them to the back, and doesn't help Harlon. So what's going on here? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. They just lost the tag titles. That being said, I mean, it wasn't Harlan's fault. Why are you taking it out on Harlon? Love of my life. Come on now. Did you say the spot where TY booted the light?
No, I figured you would want to talk about that one.
Because that was my thing. As usually a top talent, I'm always like, watch for the hole. And this one, it was watch for the lights. And then AEW, it was watch for the hole. It was incredibly confusing.
And on this, that was that Olympic slam by Rich into the swanton by TY. When he did the swanton, he ended up kicking the bottom of the light, and it pivoted one of the glass pieces to part way, and I was like, oh, is that gonna fall? Actually, 2 old guys came in with a ladder and fixed it during intermission.
They did, yes, they did. Yeah, you got to hold up the signs that you made for this show on this one, asking Gussie to represent us, and then the Spindly.
No, I hold up a sign for Ludwig and Van Driver that Mel decided to write some graffiti on, saying some random word named Spindly Bindley. But yeah, mine said Ludwig Van Driver, which is the actual name of the Rolling Death Valley driver of one Mitch Clark.
I love how you're trying to cover this up, bitch. You're the one who handed me the Sharpie.
You took it out of my hand. You took it out of my hand.
I did not.
She took it out of my hand and defaced my poster with the word Spindly Bindley on it.
And it was elevated in stature and gloriousness.
I was debating ripping that part off.
I mean, you want to make it look like trash. Congratulations to the new tag team champions, though. Obviously, crowd favorite for us. I'm happy with this win. Heck yeah. Championships are where they belong. Now we just got to see the Radz actually, go after them for a little bit. I'd like to see the Radz challenge for them after.
Heck yes, I would. I would love to see that. Whether it's Rich and TY, whether it's Rich and Larry, whether it's Larry and TY, I'm down. Just give me the Radz versus Big Swinging Promotions. Let's go.
What about Mitch?
We don't know what's going on with Mitch. I'm just saying, for the active team that are here actively working together. I'm saying, or if Mitch is one of those guys, I'm down with that. Just Radz versus Big Swinging Promotions. Let's go.
I agree. I agree. We haven't
Yeah.
seen Larry in a minute.
No,
We
it's
haven't.
been a
We
bit.
we went through a dry spell of TY, and now we're going through a dry spell of Larry.
Yeah, we haven't seen Larry since LPW. I think it was the last time I saw him.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Larry in a couple months in RCW. Yeah, it's true.
it's interesting.
So we move on. We had the intermission. We came back. We came back to a match I was super looking forward to because I haven't seen this man. I haven't got seen Jack O'Connor in a good couple months. It's Jack O'Connor taking on Cody Mack for the RCW Alberta Heritage Championship. Very technical match. Jack really working over the leg of Cody, working on the ankle, working on the knee, using single leg crabs and knee bars and everything, really working it over. Cody did fight back, hitting some really nice, solid European uppercuts at one point. Cody also unloading those just thud-like chops. Just, oh, Jesus. Cody gets out of a German, hits a death valley driver, but only gets 2 on the delayed cover. In the end, though, Jack O'Connor slips out of the jackhammer. He gets a German. He applies the ankle lock, but Cody fights out and scores the roll up to sneak out the win. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, it was just, he got that sneaky win out of nowhere, and good for him.
It's one of those opportunistic wins, something very similar, like with what we could compare to Colton's kind of retention earlier in the show, but in a very different kind of way and value. Yeah, this match was exciting. I was excited for this also. It's been a hot minute since we saw Jack O'Connor. I think the last time I saw him was against Cat One Heast when he was able to stay in RCW, which I'm happy about. Yeah, Cody Max though, geez, it was very interesting to see the difference in styling because Jack O'Connor obviously very technically based, whereas Cody Mack is more, I feel like a power wrestler, a more traditional power wrestler, but with like some high speed kind of tendencies, I guess would be a better description.
I agree.
So like his kind of when O'Connor started targeting his leg, kind of realized that at some point that was going to be a very big problem for him. Ended up pulling it off pretty nicely, pretty slickly. But the post is what we need to talk about.
Yeah, so we've got another video for you, ladies and gentlemen, but it has really nothing to do with the actual post match. It's just something somebody did during the post or at the end of the post match, which is funny.
Don't show that right now. Don't show that at the end when we've talked about it.
I am. So, Cody Garcia. So anyway, he son of Irish. He shows up, hits Cody in the knee with the stick, with his shillelagh stick after the match. He gets a chair. It's gonna hit him, but Chris Parrish of all people sides in the ring to stop. Man who retired for a long while. I know he made a return down at Pure Power Wrestling in Southern Alberta. Yeah, he gets in and he takes the chair, but he then attacks the knee of Cody Mack. They put Mack's knee in the chair. Cody comes off the second rope, stomping the chair to damage the knee further. This is where Parrish got the promo. He is saying why. The reason why is Parrish is tired of the city forgetting his name. He says, "Welcome to the Chris Parrish era. You are looking at the next Alberta Heritage Champion." But indicating to Cody Garcia, Cody Boy. He wasn't saying him. He was like indicating that Cody Garcia is the next champion. And then he says, "You can't cancel me because I don't give a you know what." Instead of saying shit, he said, "I don't give a you know what," which I was like, all right, family show, keeping it PG-ish.
Yeah, unlike the promoter, he actually remembered it was a family show. So
yeah, well, let's talk about this before we show the video of what we wanted to talk about here.
Yeah, it was a very interesting kind of series of events. Now that I've had a few days to think about it, it's very interesting because you almost kind of have like 3 generations of Chris Parrish standing in the ring at that point. You have because we know that Son of Irish has been teaming before Parrish retired the first time. He was teaming quite a bit with Son of Irish. They were a pretty good tag team. And if I'm not mistaken, because I was not watching wrestling at this time, focus please. Cody Mack and Parrish also tagged together, correct?
One time only. That was at the Clandestine show in at the end of 2019. They tagged together when he was still doing. When he was still in his Kody Chimera era thing. Yeah, but legitimately, when they came out, they were like the most like simpatico tag team in their look that I think Alberta's ever had. Because they're
because I was gonna say he looks like a younger version. Before you went off on that tangent, there, he looks like a slightly younger version of Parrish, and Cody Soy Boy looks like a younger version of Cody Mack too.
Yeah.
So it's like it's 3 different generations of Alberta wrestling, and I don't know why you're laughing at that. It's a compliment to all 3 of these men.
I know, it's just that's something I'm thinking about in my head. Don't worry about it.
The promo did confuse me a little bit though, because to me, if you're coming back out of retirement and this is your era and this is your time, it's all well and good. Good for you. Let's see how it goes. Why are you promoting somebody else to go after a title that you should probably be going after? Is the story that you're going to get it on Cody and then turn on Cody? Because seems a little counterproductive.
The other thought I had, maybe he's coming back to be the next Gussie.
No, it definitely sounds like, well, maybe. I mean, the hint that I got from it was that he wants to wrestle because, no offense, we're sensationalizing Gussie, but in the long scheme of things, Weston King is kind of the guy who's more important. So if we're going to remember someone's name, it's going to be the king. So anyway, I don't think he intends to come back to manage Son of Irish because Son of Irish doesn't need a fucking manager. Not right now, anyway. He's doing great on his own. He's got a good enough mouth. He can run his mouth for people, like for promos or stuff. He can run his mouth for interviews. He can run his mouth in the ring. He doesn't need that help. I feel that it is intended that Parrish intends to wrestle, and clearly because he's back in PPW. So it would make sense that he would want to. And let's be honest, he loves the sport. He can't stay away clearly, so he's going to do it. It makes sense to me. And I'm excited to see where it goes, and I'm hopeful to see where it goes. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me that Irish was the one hitting Mac. Parrish is cutting the promo about him, Parrish, coming back. This is the era of Parrish. You're forgetting my name, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, and by the way, this guy's going to go after that title because he deserves it. And why? That didn't make sense to me. It's like put over one or the other in equal value. He put over himself very well with that promo, but I don't feel that he put over Son of Irish at all. So Son of Irish is going to put himself over. That's not going to be a problem. It just the way it ended up going was a little odd. And so looping back to my original thing with the first match, who booked that ish? Who booked that finish? They clearly didn't know that this was happening, because if they knew that this was happening, it would make sense that Son of Irish would have defeated Christian Starr. Because if I'm looking at the win-loss kind of rate here right now, yes, Son of Irish, he's a good veteran in that ring. He's been wrestling for how long? Kid's been like around for some years. He grew up in this sport. He's broken himself in this sport. He has a lot of wins. But recently he's been on a losing streak. And now he just lost the same night and he's challenging for a championship. That's not how that should have went. Whoever booked that should have known that and put Son of Irish over Christian Starr. And to be honest, Soy Boy's loss doesn't really take away from him. It just makes this confusing. A loss for Christian Starr wouldn't have been bad either because the match wasn't for anything. It was just the opening match. So yeah, for me, this was just it was a great thing because I love these stories. I love stories, and this is seemingly their next big story, and I'm all for it. But there was some little nuances that could have been done a little bit better, and it has nothing to do at this point for me to do with Parrish, Soy, or any of the wrestlers involved. This was a really big looking back error for me.
Yeah.
But what I really enjoy is just the attitude, because I think both for Parrish and for Soy Boy, I like the personas heel better than I like them face. Because, sorry to say, when Soy Boy's a face, he's kind of adorable. And it's not, you can't always take him seriously. And it's the same thing with Parrish. When Parrish is a face, he's kind of like a wallflower. And he doesn't, he's not as aggressive. At least now he's got that edge. And then he has Soy Boy at his back, and he's undoubtedly going to expand. Like when Irishman comes back, he's undoubtedly going to hook up with that group too. So yeah, it's just going to be a very good faction kind of starting here. I just hope that whoever's giving them permission to do what it is that they're doing helps make some better continuity decisions in the future, because this is a big story. It could gain this company a lot of views and popularity. They just got to make sure they play it right.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I got to give props to Attitude for Son of Irish here. We're going to play a video because just this is how his dickheadedness coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And you told me to make sure I had this video ready, and I got it ready.
Fuck yeah. I'm
going to play it. So, Soy Boy, it's not my fault if you don't like this video getting out. So if you missed that, some lady next to us was yelling at him, and he came out. He got high pitched, and he yelled right back at her, just mocking the crap out of her, and it was utter perfection.
It was absolute perfection. I loved it. It just added to the heelness of the character, and the fact that Parrish just sat there, just straight faced the whole time, holding the title, waiting for him. Like it's funny.
Yeah,
it works.
So good. It was so good. So we're going to move on. Main event of the evening. It is a casket match, and it is a loser leaves RCW match. If you go in that casket, you're not coming back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rick Jules, the leader of the family Jules, against one of his former acolytes, Dangerous Danny Evans. Danny Evans coming out with some Danny Duggan style hair going on with the frosted tips and everything. We were laughing at that. I apologize.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a vibe. It's not a vibe for me.
Yeah, again, dude, do you, bro? I'll say what I feel, but do you, bro? If you like it, keep wearing it. I'm not trying to hassle you for it. Jules gets.
I mean, was the overall look supposed to be serial killer? Because that's what it gave me. With the white trench thing, the armlessness, it was the blonde hair and the just everything. It was giving me serial killer. Maybe that was the vibe he was going for. I don't know.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Does it?
Yeah, it actually makes more sense to me now.
Yeah, well, serial killers have a tendency to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So this match kicks off immediately with Jules hitting a claymore to the face of Danny Evans just to start this match off. Jules ends up dropping Danny onto the casket, into the casket, but Danny stops him from closing it. Jules gets this great jewel heist in the middle of the ring, looking like Chase Owens right there. Jules hits a code breaker on the apron, but Danny dodges a spear. Jules runs into the post. Danny just starts beating the piss out of Jules with a chair. He puts a pile of chairs in the ring. Danny slams Jules onto them, goes up to the top. This is where Jules gets up, and he just whips a chair straight at the face of Danny, hits him right dead square in his forehead. And this man starts pouring blood, like gushering.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yucky.
Like I had Matt Slaps, our boy Dash, sitting right beside me. You had Kyle Shaw sitting next to you at this point. And Dash just grabs me and he goes, "Oh my God," just going, "Oh my God." Like he just like And I'm just like, oh my, we're just looking at the blood. And then you got a good Family Guy reference with Kyle.
You guys are losing your shit. And Goose, as calmly as he can, just oh, is he bleeding? I was like, yeah, he's bleeding. And I just started laughing.
Oh, you just missed in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Jules, as Danny falls down, Jules follows it up, gets the package pile driver, puts him onto the apron, hits that running knee to him, knocks him off the apron into the casket, climbs out on the apron, closes the casket, and Rick Jules is your winner. He stays in RCW, stays the leader of the Family Jewels, and Danny Evans is out of here. But I hope he's okay.
Yes, please be okay. Hope your stitches are good and keep that clean and whatever. I understand why, because the blood. It sucked that this couldn't go longer. Could have taken some time away from that Steve atrocity and put it into this. Anyway,
the Steve atrocity.
Steve atrocity, the House of Steves, the Steves of torture.
Yeah.
But this match, very, very emotional match. Obviously, Jules coming in, very intense, very ready to freaking go. Yeah, again, I was disappointed we didn't get to see that chain because Danny came in with that orange chain. Disappointed we didn't get to see some of that. But overall, I was really, really happy with this. It was cool to see the casket again, and cool that they got it up from Calgary. Yeah.
Oh, it came from Calgary?
Well, that was the last place I saw it. I think it was probably here last October too.
Okay.
They had to get it up here at some point. Nothing's not tiny. Could you imagine, though? I would be that bitch just in the back of the pickup truck, just popping it open every once in a while, scaring the shit out of people.
Yeah, because you're evil.
I know.
But in a good way. You're evil,
sure.
but in a good way.
Sure. But yeah, this was a fun little way to kind of wrap up the show. Again, because of how brief it was, it kind of felt like I kind of left wanting a little bit more. But overall, I felt really, really good about the match. I felt that it did what it needed to. I felt that everything in it made sense. And it made sense to me why they would kind of wrap it up pretty quickly after Evans started bleeding, just because the venue that we were at, I can't imagine it would be cheap to kind of deal with the damage deposit or something if they got blood on the carpet or something else. So yeah, I was reasonably happy with this.
Yeah, I have. Again, I enjoyed this show overall.
Oh yeah.
Just there were some things I didn't care for on this show, but I had a good time watching this show.
Yeah, we had a blast. We were very happy throughout this entire match, except for the Steve atrocity. That took the wind out of our sails, but otherwise everything was just like a perpetual, gradually got better and better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good time watching this show, so yeah.
And then we got Taco Bell.
Then we got Taco Bell. Crunchwrap Supreme for me.
What did I had? I had a cheesy gordita crunch.
There you go.
It was so good.
It was so good. And then I got very, very high, and then you told me to go to bed because I was just a mess. And then I chased your dog for 10 minutes, and then I went to bed.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Poor dog. He's traumatized. Aren't you, Cody? Wherever you are.
He's not
somewhere on the floor. He's under my chair.
Wait, is somebody gonna pop in your door this time today? No. Okay.
And I sure hope not, because if it does, I'm probably dying.
Go back to watch the
Love Your Health.
The Love Your Health stream on the OLE YouTube page from this past Saturday. At the end of the stream, I just pop my head in, and I get called the creeper because I'm listening to the stream in my ear by you, and I think Ella J too.
Well, I mean, y'all can see the setup. Imagining this just slowly creeping open, and this fucker's head just popping through.
I was originally gonna push Koji through, but then I chose not to.
Oh, good times. Good times.
Good times. But we've come to the end of another episode of Chop Talk. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here on this show. We love and appreciate y'all so very much. I'm gonna first give you. You can find me on the X at that kind of guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at that kind of dude. You can find me on Facebook right here, Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. You can find us on our YouTube page, youtube.com/at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. Hit us up in the comment section. We love talking to you. You can also find us. You can find all their Japanese wrestling content over at SundayNightsMainEvent.com. Hit the RSS feed, get the stuff over there, and if you want to, Patreon.com/SNME Radio to support them for only $4 American per month. You can go over to our local establishments where you can see all of the stuff that we do over there. This coming Wednesday, Wednesday, I'm going to be there talking Thor: The Dark World on Marvel Talk on the MCU Rebound. With my other tag team partner, Ol Ed. So we'll be there talking that. So there probably won't be a show from us coming out on Thursday because I'll be recording that night with Ed. So we're trying to get caught up on content right now. It's going to be a busy week. Plus, we have to pre-record Japanese wrestling update because that's going to come out on Friday while we're at a show. So more Chop Talk coming next week. Don't you worry.
Yay.
Yeah, and then I want to give a big, and so you can check them out at Twitch, and on YouTube at our local establishment. Then I want to give a big shout out to our boy Mike the Ref over at youtube.com/@backbreaker videos for simulcasting all of our stuff. If you want to see him live, go over to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. He has his AEW watch-alongs there. This past Sunday, it was him and Mick G doing the watch along for the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. That was a great time. Finally got to see what Mick G looked like because I've been talking to that guy for years. Never knew what he looked like.
Really?
Oh yeah. Check out all that. And there's game content every other day of the week. He's got gaming content even on the same days doing wrestling. He's got gaming content going on twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. If you want replays of the gaming content, go to youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, where you can find content from Mike the Ref, from Mr. PJC, from Rick Jules, this guy right here, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest, Kayla J.
Kayla J. Kayla J.
Kayla J.
Kayla J.
Kayla
Kayla
J.
J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here.
Yes, we do. Melball,
Mm-hmm.
where can I find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on our local establishments programming Japanese Wrestling Update, as this guy mentioned, every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless it's not. And then we will let you know on social media. This week's, as Andre mentioned, is going to be pre-recorded because we will be watching Senior Fringe OG, Royce Isaacs at LPW, along with Effie and Alley Catch, challenging for the LPW Tag Team Championships. That'll be great.
Alexia Nicole is in the scramble match. So
yeah, I don't know who that is, but I'm excited to see her because she looks gosh darn pretty, and those scramble matches are usually really, really, really good. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wanting to attend an RCW, yes, Astro Pizarro. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel. I love you, Astro, where we do our show in Ladies Wrestling Showcase. Oh, we have an episode that we need to record very soon because we got a lot of ish to talk about, lots of stuff going on. So stay tuned to our socials to see when that is coming out. If you're wanting to attend an RCW event, we will leave a link to their Facebook page in the description box down below. It is Real Canadian Wrestling on Facebook. You can go there, check out the event that you want, click to their Eventbrite, purchase your tickets, or you can get into the know with all of the local wrestlers. And you can contact one of them for tickets. They're a little cheaper through the wrestlers, also helps the wrestlers out. It helps everybody out to go to the shows just in general, support local. Yeah, we'll leave the link again in the description box below. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Again, just want to say thank y'all for so much for all the great support, whether it's on Sunday's main event in the audio form, or it's on Backbreaker Video, or on Melball Wrestling Talk. Thank you so very much for all the great support and watching us and checking us out. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share us out, tell your friends, family, and crazy little friends that exist only in your brain. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello?
Hello.
If they already exist in your brain and you're watching it, aren't you already technically sharing it?
No, because they're different personalities, so they can each personality can have their own YouTube channel or YouTube account, and then they can each subscribe to us.
Right. And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah.